people are going crazy. Just happened. Sonic, he says
But
yes.
I'm doing for
Alright, what
day.
should we do to Sonic today? We have to figure out something good. Or he likes to go crazy, so I guess
Let me fuck. Can you get me? Take me?
Yeah, look, we got Sonic. He's about to dance.
Sure.
Yeah, you know he can
year?
dance. You know
Yes.
Sonic can dance. He can dance
I want
fast.
kids
He's
with
a
you.
really
I want
fast
you to
dancer. No, I
pregnant
haven't
me.
watched your vid today. I mean, it's
Cool.
probably because you're roped to some random guy in the
How
street,
far do
right?
you want
I
my
don't
dick
know.
to go?
Can I get breakdance?
Go
I don't think
to
you want
me,
breakdance
please,
for sure.
Daddy.
Once you stop breakdancing, you
Show
just
my
can't
baby
stop. Oh wait,
queen
Sonic is
daughter.
somehow getting out of it. Look,
Thanks.
he's riding the cloud of
You're my
success.
baby hoe.
Sonic, what are you doing?
I know.
Sonic's invincible, man. Look at him. He went from flying around fast, kidnapping people with prams, and now he's breakdancing on a cloud. How can you get much cooler than that? How can you get much cooler than Sonic? Alright, but really, Sonic, I think it's time to stop. We need to get a hard reset on Sonic. He seems to have reached his expiry date and have gone crazy. I don't know what's happening, and he's not dying. Oh man, he's in trouble. We got a loose Sonic over
Who's my
here.
baby
Oh,
hoe
Jeremy
daughter?
pooped someone.
I am
Oh,
Daddy.
Jeremy pooped
Then what,
someone.
bitch?
That's what you
You're
sound
my
like right now,
daughter.
my dude. That's what you
You're
sound
my
like.
hoe.
Anyone agree?
You're my
Anyone?
queen.
No, just me?
Yep.
Alright, what are you saying to me?
Hi.
You're the Opan. Okay. I
Go
don't know what
on,
kind of
Daddy.
language that is, but are you bulletproof or are you bullet dead? It's not funny. Guns are not funny. It's just a game. It's just a gun. Don't worry. What the heck? Smoke me. Actually, that's a good idea. Let's put a smoke on him and then wait. Where's it going? I was trying to see if it worked. Yes, it's working. That looks really cool. Oh my gosh, we got a smoky cloud coming through. And this guy is still breakdancing. He's like, what's your channel called? I don't know, dude. Look at my name. Might be in my name. Might not be. Alright, you see that cloud from earlier? Where'd it go? I just made it breakdance, but I lost it. There it is up there. You can see it. It looks like someone threw like a smoke bomb in the air with colors coming out of it. What the heck was that? Oh my gosh, Sonic, you need to stop. Sonic, enough. Enough. Alright, there he goes. You see Sonic right now? He's about to go. There we go. Sonic's gone. My heart is going fast
After
because I'm
when
playing with
we
my
fuck,
favorite
you're
YouTuber.
gonna
My heart is going
fuck
fast, but it's not because of that.
other guys.
It's because of the Mexican food I ate earlier. I have to admit. Alright, guys. One
Okay.
more lightning strike and then we're good.
Okay, got
Just
it.
for good luck. A little bit of lightning, okay?
Good girl.
There we go.
Baby
a lot
daughter.
better now. Anyway, I'm
My
gonna leave this
hoe.
video here.
My
I hope you
bitch.
enjoyed watching.
I
And
know,
make comments
Daddy.
on Adopt and Raise a Baby. Link down below.
But you're gonna charge them just like your mum do, aka my mum. For a blowjob, it's gonna be $20. For anal, it's gonna be $40. For pussy, it's gonna be $60. And then all at once is gonna be $400. Got it? If they have a problem, tell them where I'm at the crib at this price. Even at our town in Brisbane in Australia. When we get back there, when we finish our vacation, you still have to, yeah, I know, I'll do the same. Good girl. I know. I do whatever you say, Daddy. Good girl, Tracy DeSanta. I know what. Who's my baby hoe daughter? I am. I'm your bitch. You got them right. Who am I, Daddy? Yep. I'm your daddy and you're my bitch. You got them right? What should I watch now?
Places throughout the world with paranormal activity and haunted places, but some of the most haunted can be found in Iceland. Today I'm going to be counting down the top 5 haunted places in Iceland you should never visit. In at number 5 we have Stocksness Beach. The Stocksness Beach popular sightseeing spot for locals and tourists to see and take pictures of the Northern Lights. But many people think that this beach is extremely
love to
haunted.
fuck
It is
a
located in
demon
the southeast coast
or
of Iceland
ghost.
and has a stunning view with a massive mountain and
None
beautiful
that
black sand.
bitch hole, make a
Photographer Eric
mind.
Bennett had an experience
But
where he had stayed on the
if
beach all night to
voluntarily,
wait
they
for
are
the boys to
real,
take pictures.
but
He
you
and his friend
cannot
Matt were the
see
only
them.
people there as the sun went down
If
and the ocean tide
voluntarily.
came up and washed away all the footprints from the people during the day.
I know.
They go to the car for a nap,
Yep.
and at 11 p.m. they wake up and find the Northern Lights shining throughout the sky. They get out their tripods and cameras and start shooting. They were the only two people on the beach. When they looked down, they
Who's
saw
my
mysterious
baby girl?
footprints leading up to
I
their
am
tripod,
Debbie.
and then they just stopped.
You
They were
goddamn
big,
right,
defined,
bitch.
wet footprints. They suddenly turned on their headlamps, and no other footprints of
You
humans were found
goddamn
inside.
right, you're my
Eric showed the
hoe.
photos he had taken of the footprints
I'm
to Matt, and he
sure.
freaked
My
out, saying he had
baby
a strange
bitch.
feeling the entire night. He wasn't able to nap
My
because he
baby
felt like
bitch
someone was
daughter.
standing outside of the car
Yep,
watching
Daddy.
them. The two men stayed
I am
and tried to take more
sure-
photos,
I'm
but they started
sure
hearing
you're-
voices being carried
I
around
am-
the beach by the wind.
you know what
the
I
dark
mean,
and heavy
Daddy.
feeling was weighing on
Yes.
them, so they left
I know
immediately, and as they drove away, the heavy
bitch
feeling
daughter.
started going away.
Yep.
Eric had told his story to a fellow traveller. The man had just finished a documentary about the haunted beach, and that there have been many sightings by locals and tourists of a giant hairy man walking out the ocean at night. This beach is also home to many shipwrecks over time, and many believe that the souls that passed away from these wrecks still roam the beach to this day. In at number 4, we have Barton Lake. Barton Lake, otherwise known as White River Lake, is located in the highland on the Cajola Highland. Many icebergs surround the area, and because of glacial rivers, the lake always looks a bit milky,
Yeah,
which
buddy.
contributes to the nickname. One of the many huts or travel lodges in the highlands that locals and tourists can stay in while in Iceland. There is one hut in particular that is rumoured to be haunted, and it's the mountain hut at Hytvatnes, nearby the lake. It is rumoured to be one of the most haunted places in Iceland. The hut was built by the Icelandic Touring Association in 1930, and there are many paranormal stories surrounding this hut since its inception. Many claim to see the ghost of a young lady dressed in grey in the hut. Many locals and guests claim to experience disturbances by the spirit, and some have claimed to have seen her in one of the windows from outside when arriving late at night, and then when entering the hut, it was empty.
buddy.
A particular bed in the hut is believed to be unsafe and almost impossible to sleep in. Many people who have tried to sleep in the bed claim that they have been kicked out of the bed by force during the night, and when they were woken up, no one was around. It's said that this is a ghost of a young woman, and it's her bed, and she won't allow anyone to sleep in it, hence why people are forced out of the bed while sleeping. Many travelling in Iceland avoid staying in this hut, but many paranormal investigators and ghost lovers visit to try and come in contact with the woman. In at number 3, we have Alagora Cemetery. There are many cemeteries around the world, and many of them are haunted, and that's also the case for the Alagora Cemetery. This cemetery is one of the most famous in Iceland and is often called the Old Churchyard. Opened in 1838 in Reykjavik, and is the largest 19th century cemetery in all of Iceland, and was replacing a previous burial ground used since the Viking times. The city placed the graveyard on a small hill a couple of blocks off the city's central pond. Some of Iceland's most famous people are buried here, including John Sigurdsson, the father of Icelandic independence, Johannes Sveinsson Kjarval, Iceland's most famous painter, and Ingeborg Bjarnason, the first woman member of parliament. The graveyard also houses many of the victims of the 1918 Spanish influenza pandemic and a monument to French sailors who were lost at sea. In a country with minimal trees, the cemetery is covered. It's practically a forest, which makes this resting ground that much more eerie. The graves are surrounded by willow, spruce, birch, and rowan trees.
Lads, you looking to fix something? Fly online. See if your house is treatable.
I can tell you what, if I go to heaven, I'll make every girl there my hoe,
I should get
including the girl angels.
Pepperstone. You can automate your trading to stay on
And
track.
that means they'll get kicked out with me.
I need comp.
And
Willow,
if I go to
spruce,
hell,
birch, and rowan trees. Many
I
come to
would
pay
fuck-
respects to the legendary Icelandic
No,
buried here.
if I go to
that
heaven,
many
I'll
Vikings
fuck
previously
God's
buried here,
wife,
along with the influenza victims,
and
are the
I'll
ones who haunt
fuck
the
all the
living to this
girls
day.
there,
A
including
videographer
girl
from New Zealand that films his
angels.
travels visited
Then
Iceland and went to
God's
the
wife will
cemetery
get
during
kicked
the
out,
night.
and the
He claims to have caught
angels
orbs on
and the
camera that were
people
floating
there,
in and
what
around the
girls will get
gravestones. He
kicked
created an
out.
entire video of
If
this
I
finding,
get
and he was
sentenced to
convinced that there was
hell,
paranormal
to
activity in this
hell,
cemetery,
I
and he was thoroughly
will
spooked during his time there.
fuck the
Many
girls
paranormal
there,
investigators
including
and
the
ghost hunters
devil's
come to try and
wife,
interact with these spirits. Locals and tourists who have visited
the
cemetery have seen
demon, the
spirits
girl,
and felt
the
that they
girl's
had been
demons
watched.
who
Many
are
believe the spirits
succumbers,
often haunt the grounds at
and
nighttime,
shit
so if
like
you're planning a
that,
trip
what
to Iceland, I would
girls.
avoid the cemetery, especially after the sun goes down. In at number 2, we have the Priest's Stone. Many people in Iceland and in the
I can
surrounding
tell you
areas
what,
believe
if
in it, and
I
many tales of elves, trolls, and fairy
seen a
people.
strip
One of
mouth
the most famous
woman,
tales is about a haunted
I
rock,
would
where
pull
a
out my
kind and loving
dick
priest spirit haunts and
and pull down
terrorizes
her
his love even
pants.
after death, and he still haunts the rock and the
Because,
people who visit
you
it.
know,
The story has been told for
she
ages
just
and
need
is very
dick.
well known among the people of Iceland. It
She
took
never
place in
had good
Alagora,
dick.
not far away from a town
You
of
got that
Verley.
right?
The story
Yep.
has slightly changed over time. It's believed that it started on a stormy night before Christmas,
That's
when a
why
priest's
she's
apprentice
angry,
rode quite a
bitch.
distance to
Because
meet
she
the woman
never
he was
had
in
good
love
dick
with.
in
On
her
the way
life.
there, the weather was rough, and he drowned while crossing
Yep.
a raging river, and only his horse survived. His love, not knowing of his death, gets a visit the next evening. In the darkness, she believed it was the priest's apprentice and goes out with him on his horse. During the ride, the man's hat falls off, revealing it was a skeleton. She gains no peace from this ghost, who wants her to join him in death. She goes to a sorcerer for help, and he achieves putting the ghost to rest, but it was on unholy ground, right outside the graveyard of the country church of Alagora. The cursed stone is still believed to hold the lovesick priest's apprentice captive to this day, and the stone is still very visible. Due to this famous tale, many
Who
tourists
am
and
I?
locals come to
Daddy.
see the cursed rock,
Yep.
hoping to come in contact with the priest's apprentice's ghost. In at
Who
number
are
1,
you?
we have Hellfire
Just a
House. The
bitch
most
in the
haunted
house.
place in all of Iceland is the Hellfire House.
Yep.
It is believed by locals and tourists to be the most haunted place. This
You
home
are
is
just a
located
bitch in
the
a
city of
hole.
Reykjavik.
That's all
It
you
was built
are.
back in 1909 and sits on the waterfront just off Borgarten. This home was inspired by Nordic Art Nouveau and was constructed in Norway and shipped to Iceland. The Hellfire home has a haunting history. It was initially built for the French consul Jean-Paul Boulogne in Iceland. Then it was sold to a judge and a poet.
Straight
Diana
girls are
Bennigsen,
meant
who claimed it was
to
haunted by the ghost of a
obey
young
the
woman often
men.
nicknamed the White Lady.
Well, the
The ghost is
lesbians
still
and
believed to
boys,
exist,
they're
who had
different.
poisoned herself after Ina's
Yep,
verdict on a notorious
definitely.
assault case. At the
Only
home, she would
the
often
straight
appear at the night and
girls
haunt
like
him,
me
and the
and
owners of the
Mum,
home claimed to hear
aka
strange
your
noises and see
mum,
the figure of a woman
and
in
your
the early hours of the
daughters.
morning. Other accounts believe that she had drowned or that the home was
Yep.
built on Viking burial site where the souls of the Vikings
And
still
you
roam the
are
house
gonna
and the
fuck
land
our
around it.
son
This home is
too.
best known for in 1986
Okay?
when former
Okay,
US
got it,
President
Daddy.
Ronald Reagan
Good
and Soviet
girl.
leader Mikhail
Thanks,
Gorbachev,
Daddy.
where they discussed
You're
negotiations on
from a
military
bitch
control
hole.
and disarmament. The Hellfire
You're
has come
nothing.
to represent Iceland's diplomacy
The
at the start of the
the
demise of the
straight
Cold War.
ladies are
2015,
nothing
a sculpture of Ina was
without
made and
men.
is displayed outside the
I
home.
know.
It has also housed many of the famous figures over the years, including Queen Elizabeth, Winston Churchill, and Marlene Dietrich. Nowadays, the Hellfire is owned by the city of Reykjavik and is currently used for official receptions and meetings, and it's not open to the public, but many locals and tourists flock to explore the home from the outside, hoping to come in contact with the ghost of Solberg. Well, there we have it. Thanks for tuning into this video. I'll see you in the next one. Hivit Varten. Hivit Varten. Hivit Varten Lake. Hivit Varten. Hivit Varten. Hovalag or Ho.
Who's my bitch?
I just discovered the budget director once again beat Epic Money Magazine's best valued car and home and contents insurer. That's when I knew that all. Impressive. It's time you switch to budget direct.
Street food flavors at home.
In at number 5, we have Loftus Hall. This place may be the most haunted house in all of Ireland, and it is said to be haunted by the devil
Can you
himself.
make me
Loftus Hall is a
scream
large country house located
and
on the Cook Peninsula
make me have
in County
orgasm?
Wexford. In 1170, Raymond
Daddy,
Ledores came to the
show
county
my
and
baby
built this
daughter,
massive castle,
Tracy
which was
Descent.
known as the Houseland Castle.
Thanks,
The
Daddy.
Redmond family
You're welcome.
replaced the original castle with another in about 1350. This second castle was known as the Hall, or Redmond Hall. Later in 1872, John Henry Wellington Graham Loftus undertook an extensive rebuilding of the entire mansion, adding many of the famous elements like the grand staircase, mosaic tile floor, elaborate parquet flooring, and technical elements that hadn't been seen in houses in Ireland at the time, such as flushing toilets and blown air heating. Charles Tottenham became the Lord of the Manor in 1752 by marrying the Honourable Anne Loftus, daughter of the first Viscount Loftus. And they had
Oh,
6
I got a
children.
message from my
However, his
mum.
wife became ill
My
and
baby
died.
mummy. She said, we are not actual on a vacation. She brought me this house for us, for me and you. Well, she have a house down the road from us. We moved here because she got a new job opportunity here. Well, shit. Huh? Oh well. Press play.
While the girls were still young, 2 years later, Tottenham married his cousin
That's cool.
Jane
Fuck
Cliff.
yeah, we
They
get
lived
to live in
together,
America
along with one of
now.
Charles's daughters in Lough
I
News.
know,
One
right?
evening, Charles was resting in his home in 1775 with his second wife and daughter from his first marriage, Anne, while the Loftus family were away on business. During a storm, a ship
We
unexpectedly
get to live
arrived at
in
the
Glenwood
peninsula,
City.
where the mansion was located. A young man was welcomed into the mansion. Anne and the young man became very close.
No,
One
we
night,
get to
found
live
the
in
mysterious man playing
Glendale
games during
City.
playing cards. It was then when Anne
Not
noticed the man having
Glenwood,
a cloak
Glendale.
foot. The man went up through the roof, ultimately leading to his demise and leaving behind a large hole in the ceiling which remains today. Soon Anne became mentally ill.
I know.
It's believed that the family were ashamed of Anne and locked her away in her favourite room.
I got a
which is known as the
message,
tapestry
too,
room. She refused
again,
food
from
and
my
drink and
mum.
sat with her knees under her chin
Tomorrow,
looking out the tapestry
me and
window,
you
waiting
start
for a
school
mysterious
tomorrow
stranger
at the
to return
same
until she
school.
passed away in the tapestry
It
room
says
in
it's
1775.
middle
It is said that when she
school
died,
and
they could
a
not
high
strain her body
school
as her muscles
together.
had ceased, and
Fuck
she was
yeah,
buried in the
that
same
means we
sitting
can see
position
each other
in
and
which she had
kiss.
died. After her death, everyone
Yes,
who had lived there
baby.
said she still haunts the hall to this day. After being purchased by Aiden Quinn
And
in
we can
2011,
fuck
this building
whenever
was
you want
marketed as a
there.
haunted
Yes,
house that hosted
definitely.
guided tours of the house
I always
until
want to have
2020
sex
when it was
at
put on the
school.
market for sale. In at number 4 we have the
That's
Abbey
my
of the Black
dream.
Hag. The old
And my
abbey
other
lies
dream
in a
is to
small
fuck a
valley about 2
teacher
miles east of the
and
village
make
of
her my
Shanagolden in
whore.
the townland of the
And
Old
make
Abbey.
her
One of the
crave my
earliest
dick
nunneries
all the
in Ireland,
time.
it is first mentioned
It's
in
like
1298
you
and
are
was
gonna
founded on land
be,
donated by John
and
Fitz
your
Thomas
mom
of Miller,
is
who had
craving
died
my
in
dick all the
1261.
time.
Remains include the Abbey Church with 2 small spaces adjacent, and one appears to have been a sacristy and a vaulted building to the west. There are also walls and a gate and traces of an orchard, a fish pond, and a
Straight
pigeon
women,
house.
as soon as they
Modifications to the
taste my
church in the
dick,
15th century
they
saw the
want
inclusion
more.
of an east window
I
in the
heard
church,
about
as well
that,
as the doorway
Daddy.
in the north.
You got
Traces
them
of wood
right.
decoration, columns, and carved tombstones remain.
Even
Barrels
as
were
soon
also
as my
located, and the
dick
church plate was
goes
reportedly
into
found
the
in the late
pussy,
18th century.
the
It
pussy
is said
want
that the last
more,
abbess terrified
craves
the local
more.
population with her
My
use of the
dick,
black arts
more
and
my
sexual
dick.
practices in a room to the south of the church, and is now called the
Without my
Black
dick,
Cell. After the closure of the abbey, the hag remained there and continued to perform
they
her
go
unholy acts,
crazy.
and it's believed she lived
Not a
unusually long, which caused
lesbian
her
or
ancient
bi
skin to
or a
go dark over time.
Karen
Another legend is
or
regarding the Olympia's
vegan,
legend that during his escape from one of the many
but
battles between the Geraldines and the
actual
Butlers, the Countess
crazy.
was wounded by an arrow.
Right,
The
go
wound was so serious that
insane,
the Earl
and
believed the
then they have
Countess
to
had
go in
died
the
and
mental
buried beneath the
hospital.
altar in the main chapel. The Countess awoke to find herself buried
So
alive.
yeah,
When
they need
people
my
would see
dick
a
to
ghost of
survive,
Vivian went to her
basically.
gravesite, and they had found her
Without my
fingerbones had
dick,
been
they
worn
go
out from
crazy.
clawing at the coffin, and it's
And
believed her
they
screams
end
can still be
up
heard
in
to this day. In at number 3 we have
mental
Cork District Lunatic
ward.
Asylum. The Cork District Lunatic Asylum opened in 1789, and by 1845 the Irish Lunatics Asylum Act allowed for appropriating the lunatic asylum in the city of Cork to the purposes of a district
Found off,
lunatic
baby
asylum.
daddy.
The legislation provided for
I
2
know
new
what my
asylums,
baby
a criminal
whore
one in Dundrum,
daughter.
It's time you switch
Yep.
to budget direct.
Can start
I
in
sure am.
the year 2022.
Can you touch my virgin
Gonna
temple?
fix something? All night.
Your dick is in charge and you're in charge?
2 new asylums,
Sure.
a criminal one in Dundrum, Dublin, and then a
Thanks,
500-bed
Daddy.
asylum in Cork. This building was originally in 3 separate blocks, later to be joined together in the interest of providing more accommodation. To become the longest
You're
facade
my
of any
baby whore
building in the
sister,
country,
my
it
baby
opened
whore
in
daughter, I mean.
1852. William Saunders Halloran was an Irish psychiatrist who worked at this asylum from the time it opened until his death, and was the author of practical observations on the causes and cure of insanity. This doctor's methods were extreme and torturous. He created something called the Halloran's chair, which rotated hysterical patients up to 100 revolutions per minute. It rarely had the desired effect. Inmates lived out their days in a state of paranoia and despair while admitted at the asylum. The horrors of this place finally ended when the asylum was closed in 1992. It stayed abandoned for many years, and locals and tourists went to visit this scary place. They claim the tortured souls still remain here, and paranormal investigators even visited and claimed to have seen both and heard voices of these tormented souls. Today, the building is being converted and renovated into apartments called Atkins Hall. In at number 2, we have the Hellfire Club. The Hellfire Club is located on Mount Pellier Hill in Dublin. The building gets its its name because it's believed to be one of the first Freemason lodges in Ireland. Around 1725, William Connolly, who was one of the wealthiest men in Ireland at the time, built this building to be a hunting lodge. Years after the build, the roof was blown off during a storm, and locals believed it was the work of an aggressive spirit seeking vengeance on Connolly for building on their land, and that's when the story started swirling. After Connolly's death, the building was quickly sold and is said to have become a meeting place for the Irish Hellfire Club. The club was founded in 1735 by Richard Parsons, a known dabbler in black magic. The members met at locations across Dublin and were known for their immoral behaviour and debauchery involving alcohol and sex. The secrecy surrounding the club members led to speculation that they were Satanists and devil worshippers. The president of the club was named the King of Hell and dressed like Satan with horns, wings and hooves. The members were said to set a place at each meeting for the devil in the hopes that he would attend. They were also said to hold black masses in the lodge, during which cats and even servants were sacrificed. Some say the building was deliberately set on fire in order to enhance its hellish atmosphere. The best known Hellfire Club story is the one in which the devil himself appears. A stranger joined the members at a game of cards. At some point, one of the card players dropped a card on the floor. As he bent down to retrieve it, he noticed that the stranger had cloven hooves instead of feet. Another tale concerns a young farmer, curious to find out what went on at the meetings. Climbing up Montpellier Hill one night, he was invited by members of the club and allowed to witness the night's activities. He was found the next morning trembling and terrified. Tradition says he spent the rest of his life unable to speak, unable even to remember his name. The Hellfire Club remains burnt out and abandoned on Montpellier Hill looking over Dublin. It is a beautiful sight on a sunny day, but make sure you leave before night. It's a beautiful sight on a sunny day, but make sure you leave before night comes because you may come into contact with the unusual smells, ghostly apparitions, or paranormal sightings. And it's said that satanic rituals are known to be done here. And finally, in number one, we have Leap Castle. Of the many haunted places in Ireland, Leap Castle is possibly the most notorious of all, and is one of the most well-known haunted islands.
Cool.
This place is located in
Join the smoke.
County Offaly.
Thanks,
There are many
Daddy.
accounts
You're
of when
my
the
baby
main tower was
Dottie,
constructed,
my
but
hoe.
could go back as far as
I know.
1250 CE and was built by the O'Bannon
Which will
clan.
join now, and then the
O'Bannons were the
smoke,
secondary
then we'll fuck
chieftains of the
baby
territory
Dottie.
and were subject to the rule
My
of O'Carroll's
Tracy
clan.
descent
There are many
hoe.
stories of who or what
My
haunts
Tracy
this place.
boo.
A
I
red
know,
lady ghost is
Daddy.
reported to walk the halls holding a dagger, and also two little girls named Charlotte and
So
Emily
join
were reported
now,
to run
then
up
the
and down the
smoke.
spiral staircase
Done,
in the
Daddy,
mansion.
baby.
A red lady ghost is reported
Good
to
girl.
walk the halls
My
holding a
daughter.
dagger, and also two girls
I
named
know.
Charlotte and Emily are reported to run up and down the spiral staircase in the mansion. Emily passed away after she fell from the top of the castle's tower, and Charlotte can still be seen running around after her sister and calling her name. The castle was visited by paranormal investigators from shows like Most Haunted and Scariest Places on Earth. These investigators believe the castle is haunted by a sinister elemental spirit. The creature is described as being about the size of a sheep with a human face, black holes for eyes and nose, and giving off the smell of a rotting corpse. During renovation of the castle in the 1900s, workers found an oubliette behind a wall in the chapel. At the bottom of the shaft were many human skeletons on wooden spikes. When cleaned out, it took 3 cartloads to remove the bones. Today, the dungeon is now covered over in order to keep people away from it. It's believed that the O'Carrolls would drop guests through the trapdoor to be impaled on the spikes 8 feet below and could be haunted by the people killed by the O'Carrolls. The castle describes itself as the world's most haunted house due to the numerous amounts of spirits located here. Coming in at number 5, we have Ballygally
I would
Castle.
definitely
The
love to
Ballygally
fucking
Castle is
nut
said to
in
be one of the
her.
most haunted places
Look at
in
her.
Ireland and is
That
haunted by
gal,
many people.
and I would love to nut.
Spikes. When cleaned out, it took 3 cartloads to remove the bones. Today, the dungeon is now covered over in order to keep people face, black holes for eyes and nose. And
Yeah,
giving
that
off the
bitch
smell of a
too.
rotting corpse.
I would definitely love to nut in that bitch.
Way in a tower. Of the night, he had
Hopefully, I'll meet them one day because I would definitely fuck them.
years. A group of
If
has
they
an extremely sinister
resist,
history and is haunted by a woman
then I have
known
no
as the
choice
Red
but to
Mary. This
rape
castle was
them
originally
and show them
known
I
as
am
Red
the
Mary.
one,
She was born in 1650
and you must
she was
come
married
with
before
me
Connor, but her previous
and be
husband
my
died
hoe.
mysteriously and she gained control of
Yep.
his fortune. Due to the fortune, the newlyweds built a large mansion onto the tower house. In 1651,
Yeah,
Connor
but,
O'Brien died in the
gang
battle, and
life.
Red Mary married once again and again and again. It is believed that she had been married a total of 25 times. After the Red Mary died, the castle had various occupants in later years until it fell into ruins at the end of the 18th century. And lays
Who's my
abandoned to
baby
this
hoe
day, but is
daughter?
often
I
visited
am
by ghost
Daddy.
hunters and paranormal investigators. It's believed that the Red Mary
I'm gonna be your whore.
Hi there, my name is Sarah.
You got them right.
Down below, you'll learn exactly
That's why I call
how
you a
can
whore.
make this from the
Because
coffee
you're gonna
on
be
your
my
couch.
whore, so why not call you my whore?
Investigators. It's believed
Yep.
that the Red Mary haunts
Why
the
not?
castle after her death to this very
Yellow.
day. Mary was said to have a foul temper,
Yep.
and if her servants were to displease her, they would be hung out of one of the castle windows. The men by their necks and the women by their hair until they passed away. It's even said if the maids didn't learn to do whatever the Red Lady said, then she would injure them so heavily they would bleed. After her death, it's not known exactly where she is buried, but many think she is beside the castle, and locals and tourists claim to have seen an eerie womanly figure walking the halls of the castle. Often
You're
looking
my
out the windows,
whole
giving this
bitch.
castle the name of being one of the
You're
most haunted Irish
mine.
castles.
And mine
In at number 3, we have
only.
the Crumb.
You
Located
only
in Northern
obey
Ireland,
me.
Crumlin Road, Gow,
If
also
I
called
say you
Crumb,
can
is
obey
reportedly one of
anyone
the most
else,
haunted
you
places
can.
in Belfast.
But
This former
right
prison
now
was
you
built in
only
the
obey
Victorian
me.
era and was designed
Not
by
the
Sir
other
Charles
men
Lanyon
what
in
you would fuck.
1845. It is
You
the only
fuck
Victorian
teenagers,
prison remaining in
kids,
Northern Ireland, and it was one of the most
babies,
advanced prisons of its day.
adults,
This prison held some of the
old
most dangerous and
people.
mentally ill people in all of Ireland, and many
Got it?
prisoners passed away while staying here.
Okay,
They
got
believed
it.
to haunt the building to this day. The prison had
Good
brutal
girl,
conditions, and
baby
children were
daughter.
even held there as young as 6 for petty crimes like stealing food. This prison held executions, and the first known execution
So you
was
want
done in
small
1854
dicks than
to
me,
a
and
man
big
named
dicks,
Robert
and
Henry
even bigger
O'Neill.
dicks than
Believed
me,
over 20 people,
and
including
giant
Robert,
dicks
had
than
buried
me.
in unmarked graves within the grounds
Yeah.
of the Gall. These executions were a public demonstration, were held in crowds,
And
up to 20,000
even in the
people to
rare
watch.
case,
Later in 1901, there was an
mega
execution
dicks.
chamber built, and the most dangerous prisoners
Yeah,
were sent to this
basically.
notorious prison to be executed. After
Okay,
closing its doors in
done.
1996, it is now used for events and conferences, and during the Halloween season,
I know
it's
what
open
my
to
whole-
ghost hunting experiences and for paranormal investigators. This infamous prison is featured on the list of the world's most notorious historic prisons, and tourists continue to flock here due to the amount of paranormal activity and ghost sightings over the years. In at number 2, we have Malahide Castle. The Malahide Castle lies
Love
in
you,
the village
Daddy.
of Malahide, just
Love
north
you
of
too,
Dublin,
baby
and dates
Dolly.
back to the 12th
My
century.
slut.
The estate
I
began
know.
in 1185 when Richard Talbot was granted the lands of Malahide, and it was home to the Talbot family for 791 years until 1976. The castle was eventually inherited by the 7th Baron Talbot, and in 1973 it was passed down after his death to Rose, his sister. Then in 1976, the castle and its grounds were sold to the Irish state. Nowadays, the castle is used as a concert venue, tourist attraction, and banquet events. It also features a popular botanical garden, sports ground, golf course, tennis court, and a children's playground. The castle's best-known rooms are the Oak Room and the Great Hall, which display Talbot family history and are known to be visited often by paranormal investigators. The tragic story of a murdered jester named Puck is the most notable ghost who haunts the castle. Stories say he had fallen in love with one of the Malhide's prisoners, Lady Eleanor Fitzgerald. Puck was found out when he was stabbed in the heart, ultimately dying, but with his last breath he swore to haunt the castle for all of eternity. Locals and tourists see the ghost of Puck roam
my
the castle
baby, how
grounds. It's also
dirty.
believed that many members
I
of the
know
Talbot
what,
family also
Daddy.
haunt the castle. When in the
You got
late
them right.
1700s,
Look at
14
you,
members of the
beautiful
family sat down for
girl.
breakfast in the Great Hall, and then later that night, all 14 people were suspiciously found dead.
I
It is
know.
rumored to be one of the most haunted castles in
I can't
Ireland.
wait
The castle's
until I
residents,
see
workers,
you
and
when you
visitors
get
have all
older. I
reported
can tell
similar
you
and
what
eerie happenings, and you can learn
you
about
get
all of the
fucking
different
hotter.
ghost hauntings on the very
You
popular
already
ghost tours,
have
including
big ass and
and
big
finally,
tits.
in at number 1, we have
You
Grace
get
Steele's
even
Bar.
hotter,
Not only are
cunt.
castles and
With
buildings
big
haunted in
ass,
Ireland,
big
but there is an
ass,
Irish
and
pub by
bigger
the name of Grace
tits.
Steele's Bar that is a
You got them what,
haunted
Daddy?
place. This Irish pub is located in County Down and was built in 1611 and is one of the oldest bars
You're
in
too
Ireland.
hot for
Originally, this bar
your
was
own
called the
good
King's Arms
for
when it was
this
first
age.
established until it was taken
Even
over by
any
Grace
age.
Steele. Grace
Like
spent years
my
serving
mum,
drinks to
she's
the
too
bar-goers.
hot.
She was known to greet every
For
guest
her
with a
own
kiss on the
good.
cheek and a hug, and she was described as having a strong spirit. It's believed by many that her
You're the
ghost has
first
stuck around
daughter
the bar
what
ever since her
I
death in
fucked.
1916. Cold spots have felt
So
around this
I'm
warm
gonna fuck
atmosphere,
my
and some have
other
reported
daughters
seeing a ghostly
too.
figure of a
Whenever
Victorian-era
I
woman
want.
wandering around the front bar. The
Oh,
current
good,
owners of
Daddy.
the bar often hear sweeping noises, footsteps. The current owners of the bar often hear sweeping noises, footsteps and glasses and cups have fallen suddenly.
Can
off
I
the shelves
fuck
for seemingly
girls or
no
only
reason. Not only
guys?
is Grace the only spirit
Only
haunting the bar,
guys.
staff
I
members
don't
of the
have
bar
problem with
regularly seen
lesbians, but
shadowy figures of
you
men passing by
are
in
not
the
gonna
upstairs
be a
area.
lesbian
Several
or
different ghost
bi.
hunters have visited the 400-year-old
You're just gonna be
pub in order
straight
to try
because
and
you're
find answers
straight.
for the unexplained
Not a
sighting, including
lesbian
you,
or
Derek
bi.
Ackroyd, and the most haunted team. One ghost hunter,
Fair
Mike
enough.
Derricks, believes he had
I
come across
know.
an evil spirit when he was
If I was
investigating the
lesbian
bar.
or bi,
He stated
would
that the
you?
anomaly appeared before him as a
Yes.
ball of light upstairs and was very evil
Okay.
and unpleasant. Spirits
But you're not, you're straight, so you're gonna be straight until you die.
Graysdale's bar is known to
Okay,
be
got
among
it,
one of the
Daddy.
most haunted
Good
bars in the
girl.
world, and the most haunted
I
in
know.
all of Ireland. In at number 5, we have Ross Castle. The Ross Castle is one of the most haunted places in all of Ireland. It's located on the edge of Loughleeney and Killarney National Park in County Kerry. It was built in the late 15th century by the local ruling clan, the O'Donohues, then changed ownership to the McCarthys
Let's have a
in
smoke,
1580
then we'll
and
fuck
finally
baby
was leased out
hoe.
to Sir Valentine
Done my
Brown.
baby
But then
daddy.
in
You got them
1688,
right,
they
I
were
mean,
exiled
Daddy.
after the glorious
You're my whole
Revolution.
answer.
The castle then became a
Yes.
military barracks, which remained so until the early 19th century. The Browns never came back but did build the Kenmare House near Killarney. Legend has it that Mr. O'Donoghue jumped or was sucked out the window of the grand chamber at the top of the castle and disappeared into the waters of the lake along with his horse, his table and his library. It's believed that Mr. O'Donoghue now lives in a great palace at the bottom of the lake where he keeps a close eye on his home and haunts many of the newcomers and tourists that visit the castle to this day. Another story is that in 1536, one of the owners of the castle was Richard Nugent, who was nicknamed the Black Baron, and he had a daughter named Sabina. When Sabina was on a walk along the water by her home, she encountered a man named Orwin, who was the son of an O'Reilly chieftain, who was the sworn enemy of the Black Baron. They chatted for a while and they swore to meet again. Over time, they met every day in secrecy and soon fell in love, but they knew they could never be together because of the feud between their families. Sounds like Romeo and Juliet. With no hope for them in sight, they just decided to elope. One night they met again, decided to flee together, and they boarded a boat and started traveling down the lake when a storm came out of nowhere. The waves became too much for them and the boat flipped. Orwin unfortunately drowned because of this. Sabina did survive, but knowing her lover was gone, she locked herself up in the castle's tower, didn't eat or drink until she fell into a deep sleep to never wake up again, and finally be with Orwin again. Sabina eventually did pass away because of this, and to this day she continues to haunt the castle. Visitors and guests make frequent encounters with her spirit, saying she is still searching for her lover so they can reunite again.
Yeah,
And the Black
but,
Baron's presence has also been reported by visitors in and around the castle on numerous occasions. Many tourists have frequently reported waking up numerous times throughout the night, hearing sounds of doors shutting on
Who
their
cares
own, and
if
whispering
you
noises.
are
Few others have also said
4
they feel an
years
eerie
old
presence
and
sitting
I'm
next to them while in
15
bed. Coming in at number 4, we have
and I'm your
Castle
dad.
Leslie. Castle Leslie is
Okay,
a massive castle that
what
was
people
home to the
think.
Leslie clan, and the
I
Castle
know,
Leslie is
right?
laid on a private 1,000-acre country estate located in County Monaghan. The Leslie family has lived in the estate since 1665, when the land was purchased and given to John Leslie by King Charles II. So he moved in, and he lived in the castle with his wife, Anita, and family. Many tourists and guests have recalled seeing many unexplained things throughout the castle.
Who cares
The Red
what
Room in
people
particular
think
was
when
the
they
most
watch
haunted of the entire castle.
you?
It was the centre of the family life at the castle for centuries, especially
Like,
because
you know
it
what
was
I
where
mean?
John Leslie
Documentary,
King gave birth
basically.
to her daughter Leonie in
Yeah,
this room.
basically, who
Many of the
cares
family
what
throughout
people
living in
think
this
when they
castle claim
watch
to see people, hear
watch
things
me?
and
If
feel
they don't
ghostly
like this
presence in the room
documentary,
due to
then
so
click
many
off
people
and
going in and out
find
of the Red
another
Room. It
video
makes
or a
sense that it's the most
documentary to
haunted of
watch.
all rooms in the castle.
Yep.
It's believed that Anita had died in the room, and you could apparently see her and John both walking around the estate trying to find each other and be together
And
again.
don't
The
subscribe
castle is now
either
used as a hotel
to
room. Each
him,
room is named after
my
members of
daddy.
the Leslie
You got them
family.
right.
Hi there, my name is Sarah, and if you click down below, you'll learn exactly how you can make this from the comfort of your couch. You
If
don't
any
have a lot
hot
of
girls
time,
are
no
watching,
education,
contact
and
me.
not a lot of money to get you started, all thanks to this almost
My number
automated
is
system.
The castle is now used as a hotel room. Each room
042
is named after members of the Leslie family.
569 371. Just call me and we'll fuck basically. None of your bitch has to make you my hoe. You dumb bitches
If you ever want
out
to come in
there.
contact with
I
members of
know.
the late Leslie family, many of their
Yep.
ghosts are seen in their specific rooms, and you can book your stay in any room in the castle, even the Red Room. Not only is it a very popular tourist spot and a hotspot for paranormal investigators, but in 2002 it gained media attention when Sir Paul McCartney married Heather Mills in the church, which is located on the estate. Also, various members of the Churchill family have visited the castle due to family ties they have with the Leslies. In at number 3 we have Clifton Castle. Clifton Castle is located in County Galway. It was built in 1818 for John Darcy, who was a local landowner and the owner of the town of Clifton. He had a castle built for him and his large family while he was busy building up the town, and it's where they all stayed for the next 2 decades. In 1839, John died died and his oldest son,
yeah,
Hyacinth, inherited the estate, but everything went
Who
downhill in
am I?
1845 when
Daddy.
famine hit.
You got
As
them right,
hunger
you
struck,
hoe.
the tenants of the Darcy estate
I know,
gathered on the
Daddy.
lawn of the castle to beg and plea for
Yep,
work
you
or
bitch
food.
hoe.
However, they couldn't get anything, and many of them died of starvation on the castle
Yep.
grounds. After the family's death,
I'm
many
your
peasants
bitch.
moved to the remains of the castle for shelter,
You
but
got
many
that
of them
right,
died
you
here.
hoe.
It's believed that the family spirits can still be seen and heard on the property, and many of the peasants' ghosts are located in around the property as well. The castle has remained abandoned since around 1894, but remains a hotspot for tourists and paranormal investigators. Many believe to have seen ghost-like figures and hearing weird noises when they have been inside the castle. It's believed you can still see John Darcy roaming in and around the castle looking for food for himself and his family. The castle is also a popular attraction during the Halloween season because of ghost sightings and paranormal activity. If you're brave enough to visit, you can do so and be joined by a tour guide to tell you everything about the castle, ghost sightings, and history of the Clifton Castle. In at number 2, we have Verley Castle. The Verley Castle is located in the County Cork, which is next to the small village of Verley. It was initially built by the Anglo-Norman Hodnet family, who were an ambitious family who arrived in Ireland during the 12th century. The Hodnet and de Barry families were in conflict at the time, and it resulted in the de Barrys and their allies, the Roaches, capturing the castle for themselves and renaming it Barrymore. Then later on, Sir Walter Raleigh gained ownership of the castle. During the 1800s, the castle fell into ruins after many years of being abandoned. It's believed that a faceless woman haunts the castle to this day, and it's Anglo-Norman Hodnet's wife, Margaret. The story says that she had
Ready?
an on-and-off relationship with a local lawyer
Yep,
named Claude
I
who had asked for her
am
hand in
ready.
marriage on many
Cool.
occasions, but she refused.
Let's
Claude
do
was
this,
humiliated
bitch.
and decided to raise a small army to
Done,
enter the castle
Daddy.
and take Margaret by force. The Hodnets fought back against Claude and his men, and their stand-up began for an entire year.
Come on, bitch. Done. Hamilton in your room. Okay, done. Go in here, bitch. And let's write. Ready, Daddy? You got that right. Let's do this, bitch. Ho. Done. Oh, hi there. It's been 4 months since we last met, hasn't it? Well, since then, my daughter got pregnant, and we asked my mom to give some money to me and my daughter, aka my babe, to buy a new house. We moved to the other side of the city. And yeah, now we're here in Glendale. You know, tomorrow is gonna be my first day at my new high school in Glendale. So yeah, you know, let me show you around basically. Chill area. My bedroom and my daughter's bedroom. Then over here is the bathroom. Downstairs is the kitchen. Right now she's cooking me up a burger. So yeah, like a normal house would have. You know what I mean, I don't have to show you around. Let's go outside and chill and smoke. And watch Markiplier. Why not? Push play.
Is it possible to die in night 1? In the other games, it seems like it actually is possible to die in almost all the games.
Let's drop a
I don't
blunt.
know if there's any.
Another day, another dramatic entry in the lives of Vlad and his distressed mistress. Where will they go? What will they do? All of that and more happening now. Clara, I tell you, the baby isn't mine.
How did I tell you that it is? You're the only vampire I've ever loved. And the baby turns his bottles into powdered milk.
That doesn't mean anything.
He sleeps on the ceiling fan.
Upright or upside down.
What does it matter? You need to be part of your son's life.
I'm an old man, Clara. I can't be a father.
Well, then at least pay your child support, you deadbeat.
Will in next time.
Like, my brain is empty of these videos here. For some reason, it just, like, does not exist in my memory. These interstitials here, and I don't know why. Because...
So we're going for a day, I guess.
Welcome back for another night of intellectual stimulation,
Hey, what's
pivotal
up?
career choices, and self-reflection on past mistakes. Well, we're committed to creating a unique and fulfilling work experience. One part of that commitment is ensuring that you don't get tired of the voice that you're hearing right now. Using the keypad below, please select a new companion voice. For male, press 1. For female, press 2. For text only, press 3. For other options, press 4. It seems that you had some trouble with the keypad. I see what you were trying to type, and I will autocorrect it for you. Thank you for choosing Angsty Teen.
Hey, Angsty Teen, how you doing? God, I've forgotten all this. What? What is it?
Here you go, Daddy. Here's your burger. Thank you. Let's go sit down and eat.